This is Andy Mello from Mello Fab. I'm going to do a little tech video today on relays. I get a lot of questions about that. How do you use it? When to use it? A lot of people are a little intimidated by wiring up a relay to feed accessories. It's a very great solution to wiring up all new circuitry. Real professional, very safe, and a good way to control circuits. So I'm going to go to a video here and show you how relays work and how to wire them. Okay, like I said, I get a lot of questions about this. See a lot of it on the different groups. When to use a relay, how do I wire up a light bar, what's the best thing to power it with. If you're definitely unsure, don't have the ability to check the load of an item, a relay is always a good way to do it. Or if you're running something higher amperage, it's really the only way to do it. This is a waterproof setup that I use in building wiring harnesses. If you look inside the relay, you can see numbers on the pins. We have 5, but we're only going to be talking about these outside 4. We're going to leave the center one alone for normal wiring. You see there's an 85, an 86, a 30, and an 87. For the example on this video, the biggest thing I see is people talk about how do I wire up my light bar. A light bar is a great thing to use a relay on. See, a lot of guys want to try to do it with a switch. And if you have a really good high quality, high rated amp switch, that's not that much of an issue at all. However, when you do get a light bar, you see most time it comes with a relay or wiring. And the way to wire up your own is there's 2 different ways to use a relay, but we're going to use it on powering a light bar here. Pin 86 over here to this side is a signal circuit that's going to be coming from, we'll use a toggle switch in this scenario. You got your toggle switch, you got it wired into an accessory power. And then you have 85 here that is constantly grounded to known good chassis ground, preferably the negative on the battery. If you want to control this relay with a switch, you've got those 2 components wired in. And then pin 30 at the bottom, as you can see, in this connector, it's the red wire. Different ones have different colors. That's the main feed that will be going through the relay to pin 87 when you flip your switch on. So you want to protect this wire going to the battery with a fuse or circuit breaker, however it works for you. A fuse is a really good, simple choice. Make sure the fuse is rated to handle the load, and also always make sure the wiring that you're using, especially on 30 and 87, are a high enough gauge to handle the load that you're going to run. There's a lot of charts on the internet you can reference, and make sure that you look at the feet of wire you're running, so that also affects the amount of the gauge wire that you're going to use. So now we have our 30 hooked, our red wire here. We have it on a fuse holder hooked to a battery. We have our blue wire, which is on pin 87. It's going to our light bar up here up on the roof, and our light bar is grounded, we're going to say, back to the battery, so we know we've got a good ground. You have on pin 86 here, you have a toggle switch, and then on 85 we're grounded. So you flip your toggle switch, boom, the coil is energized inside this relay. Now 30 and 87 will be connected. That will be your load bearing circuit going to your light bar. The load that the light bar is pulling will be on those 2 circuits. So your other 2 circuits, your switch and your ground, they will not have a load. They've basically just got voltage and no amps. Very minimal. So that is a good, safe way to do it. Another alternative on a relay is if you're, say, running a cooling fan and you want to control it with a temperature switch. You can run power, the power that you have on 30, you can tap the power on 86 to give it the voltage signal, and have 85 running to, say, a temperature switch, which is open circuit until it gets to a certain temperature, then it closes. You can connect the other side of that switch to a ground, so it's applying a ground at the proper temperature. At that point, it will close the relay, and it will send power from 30 over to 87 and power a cooling fan. So there's a couple easy ways to do it there. It is more wires, a few more connections, but it's a very safe way to do it. Used commonly in all kinds of vehicles, off-road, on-road. Relay is just a great way to control 12 volts and control fuel pumps, higher amp loads, or even lower amps. Just it's a really nice, professional looking way to do your wiring. I hope this video helps some of you out there. Like I said, there's always questions popping up. How do you wire this or how do you wire that? A relay is just a great answer to all of those questions. If you have some higher end rocker switches that are rated for lots of amps, you can run about whatever you want, but some rocker switches don't have the amp rating stamped on them. A lot of people don't even think about what the rocker switch can carry, and that's very crucial. So hope this helped one out. Like I said, if anybody has any questions about this video or any more accessory wiring, feel free to message me, and I'll be glad to help you out in any way possible.